All right, look, as an independent woman, Quinn, you have to be aware that not a lot of men are going to like you because you have a certain energy within you. You have that go-getter spirit. You have that hustler DNA, a hustler code, you know? Typically in this society, men are gonna view you as masculine and all this other type of shit, right? A lot of men is gonna view you as a challenge, try humbling you, unfortunately. And they're gonna run into your life, they're gonna do the absolute most. They gonna at first, you know, it's crazy because at first it's gonna seem like everything's good. They gonna play their cards right. It's gonna be like, oh, they actually appreciate me. They love my independence and all this other type of stuff. And then you start realizing that that same independence is what's starting the arguments. He wants you home certain times, right? Not like you're doing anything crazy, but he just doesn't like your schedule. You know, he's questioning all the shit that you pay for. Why'd you buy that? You know, don't you think you should sell that? You know, you're gonna get all that. And don't let you be in a position where you potentially make more than him. Now, all of a sudden, there's going to be a lot more petty emotional arguments. You got to realize in this society, Queen, when you have your own money, when you have your own going for yourself, you intimidate a lot of people. You make a lot of men feel some type of way if they aren't also on this. Now, a lot of these things, like most of my videos, it doesn't apply to a secure, confident man. I'm not talking about this alpha male like what majority of the media like that tries to portray. I'm talking about somebody who's confident, sure of themselves, you know, somebody who understands they may not have it but they can get it, and just because somebody else have it does not mean that they're anything less than a human or less than they are solely because they have something that they don't. You know, actual security, you know, not comparing yourself to your woman, allowing her to be who she is, etc. I'm just trying to tell you, most of the women I talk to, and from my experience, they turn out resenting you. There's like a underlying like envy, you know, because men are very competitive, you know. Men are competitive with other men, right? Because other men have that masculine energy. Now, if you're holding too much of that masculine energy and you have something that he's competing with other men for, of course, he's also going to start looking at you as subtle competition. If you do not have a man in your life that's literally actively, I want to say working with you, you need to be careful. Now, granted, right, if you guys are just living that normal life, like what most people do, right? You just go to work, come home, etc. It's not really much. You guys are striving after, you guys are cool, just partying on the weekends, all this other type of shit. Then okay, maybe I'm not talking to you guys, right? I'm talking to the women who kind of know that they want something out of life. They go after, you know, decent goals. They go after the things that they want, and they usually don't like taking no for an answer. Right. Those women, you guys, you need other men who are on the same trajectory of growth that you are. They cannot be in a life where they're okay with being stagnant. They're okay with, you know, accepting what they have, in other words. Because it's not going to sit right with you. Let me move the camera somewhere. No, let me move the car, actually. Right. There you go. But like I'm saying, you need other men who are also confident in themselves. You need men who are striving after something, not men who is okay with stagnancy and mediocrity. Because they'll view your attempts at doing something more, achieving more, wanting more, as an attack on their character. Like, damn, why aren't you ever satisfied? Why is there always something else? Why it seems like there's always something else you want to change, etc. And that's because you understand, you know, as an ambitious person, as, you know, a go-getter, that life consists of nothing but changes. Nothing stays the same. That's not human. That's not the evolution of life at all. Everything changes, and in order for us to grow, we have to change. We cannot grow while remaining the same. That's not a thing. So just the ways that you think about life and the lenses that you view life is from a wider, more optimistic perspective. If you're not with somebody who also has that ability, you're going to find yourself in situations like this, where your basic and simple attempts at achieving something more is going to be viewed as you doing too much or performative. They'll start viewing what you're doing as performative. Instead of being like, oh, this is who they are, this is the things that they like, you know, let me take something from it, be like, she's purposely trying to outdo me. She's purposely trying to be something she's not. And they'll literally start resenting you for it. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. And you know, it's crazy. A lot of you guys aren't even these boss babes and, you know, all this other type of stuff because you necessarily want to. You guys were put into this situation for men not necessarily knowing how to take care of their business and, handling their end. So it put you in very jeopardizing situations where you had to pick up more than was necessary solely to keep things afloat. And in that same situation, some of those same men will turn around and resent you and not like you for not only instilling that confidence and self-belief within self, but then going the extra mile and instilling it within your children. Just be very careful. Love yourself, pay attention. And yeah, it's a cold world. But I also want you guys to remember that that's not everybody, right? There's men out here who will work with you, who will actively try to build an empire with you because they're on the same accord and they're aligned to you. You need to get around those energies and you need to get around that frequency because it won't require you to lose yourself or sacrifice yourself just for the relationship to work. It is a very beautiful situation when there's multiple people going after one goal collectively and you guys both want the same thing. And you guys aren't resentful or competing with each other. You guys are actually doing what you need to love each other and show up in each other's lives the ways that you need to. All this insecure, childish ass where we're literally sitting here comparing ourselves to men and comparing ourselves to women and thinking that our life is based upon the things or our identity is based upon what we have and have not. It's stupid. We're all whole, we're all human, and we all deserve love. Now, it's best that you align with people who have the same characteristics, the same goals with you, same goals as you. Because if you don't, you're just gonna get put in some. You're not gonna feel good. You're gonna get gaslit, breadcrumbed, everything on the planet. It's not the wisest thing. Go where you're loved and appreciated, not where you're tolerated. Basically, end all be all.